Prepare to have your faith transformed like never before. By the end of this video, you will be amazed by the celestial secrets that will reshape your understanding of heaven and strengthen your spiritual journey. Make sure to watch until the end, as you won't want to miss a single detail. Everything you will learn here is based on the testimony of the author of Revelation of Heaven. By God's infinite grace and mercy, she was granted the opportunity to visit that wonderful place we call heaven. The author's journey began one surprising night when the Lord appeared to her and revealed that she had been chosen for a special mission. "My daughter," he said, "I will show you heaven so you can lead people out of darkness and into light. You have been chosen with a purpose. Write down everything I show and tell you." At 2 a.m., she felt the power of God come upon her, and a powerful angel appeared beside her bed. Behind him stood Jesus Christ. When she looked into the Lord's face, he smiled but remained silent. The angel then spoke, saying, "God has given me a special mission. I have been sent to take you to heaven and show you some of its wonders." After a brief moment, he repeated, "Come and see the glory of God." In an instant, she was supernaturally transported from her home to a magnificent gate, accompanied by the celestial angel. The beauty surrounding her was breathtaking. The angel's robe seemed to be made of radiant light, and his wings reflected the colors of a rainbow. She was in awe of the indescribable beauty of God's presence permeating everything around her. As they approached the heavenly gate, she was struck by its magnificence, a gate made of a single pearl exuding majesty. Though she did not see the Lord at that moment, the celestial glory around her left her in a state of complete ecstasy. Two imposing angels stood outside the great portal, their clothes shining intensely, each holding a sword. Their hair gleamed like threads of gold, and their faces radiated a stunning light. The angel accompanying her conversed with the gatekeepers while she stood, marveling at the scene. She thought to herself, "How glorious are the gates of heaven! What a privilege it is to see all this with my own eyes." After what felt like an eternity, the gatekeepers opened a book and exchanged glances. Then, in a voice that she could hear clearly, they said, "She may pass through the portal." Guided through the majestic gate, she entered heaven. And immediately, an indescribable melody filled the atmosphere. The music enveloped her whole being, waves of sound filling every space and bringing a sense of complete peace and fulfillment. It was as if the music was alive, touching every part of her and everything around her. Walking through the celestial city, she was overwhelmed by the splendor of the scenery. Vibrant flowers and lush green vegetation adorned the landscape, and incredibly, the plants seemed to respond to the celestial music as though they were a part of it. The melody continued to envelop her, making it a complete experience, something she felt deeply connected to. As she observed the inhabitants of heaven, she noticed that many wore robes of indescribable beauty. She was reminded of Isaiah's words, "I will greatly rejoice in the Lord, for he has clothed me with garments of salvation." Stay tuned as we dive even deeper into her heavenly journey, discovering the breathtaking beauty and divine mysteries that await those who believe. As we continue exploring this incredible journey to heaven, let's delve into some of the treasures and records that were revealed. The author's awe only grew as she saw the incredible details of what awaited her, and she was led to understand how heaven operates with such divine precision. After entering heaven, she was shown a place called the Hall of Tears. Perhaps you have read in the Psalms how God cares for our tears, where it is written that the angels collect them in bottles. But what could that possibly mean? Many who have endured pain, lost loved ones, or suffered through heartbreak know how it feels when hope seems lost. This is especially true for those who have faced separations, divorces, or the death of a family member. In this heavenly hall, she saw crystal shelves emitting a brilliant light. Upon these shelves were transparent bottles, each labeled with a name. She was astonished to see how many bottles there were. Soon she noticed a glorified man dressed in a vibrant purple robe standing in the center of the room. A magnificent table stood before him, adorned with books decorated with precious stones, diamonds, emeralds, and amethysts. The beauty of these books was beyond words, and her curiosity was piqued as she thought to herself, "Oh God, how wonderful these books are." The glorified man then approached her and said, "Come, let me show you what we do here with these tears." As he spoke, a majestic angel entered the room carrying a golden cup filled with a liquid. The man explained, "This angel has brought a cup of tears from earth. Let me show you what we do with them." The angel handed him the cup and a slip of paper with the name of the person whose tears were in the cup. After reading the name, the man went to one of the bottles, matched the name, and poured the tears from the cup into the bottle. The man then took one of the beautifully adorned books and opened it, revealing blank pages. "These are the tears of God's saints on earth shed while they called upon him," he explained. As he poured a drop from the bottle onto the first page, beautiful words began to appear, elegantly written. Every tear that fell filled the book with divine words, and he continued this process page after page. "The purest prayers are those bathed in the tears that come from the heart and soul of men and women on earth," he said. This experience deeply moved her, realizing how intimately God cares for every detail of our lives, even our tears. In the next part, we will reveal even more of heaven's mysteries, including a powerful glimpse into the throne of God, where prayers are answered and where the divine records are kept. In this final part, we explore one of the most profound revelations, the throne of God itself. The author was given the extraordinary privilege of seeing the throne surrounded by indescribable glory and splendor. This is a place where the prayers of the saints are heard, where God's power and authority are manifest, and where His glory shines brightest. After being shown the hall of tears, the angel took her by the hand and said, "Come, see the glory of God." Immediately she was transported to a vast, magnificent space filled with people and celestial beings gathered together. She could hear a powerful chorus of praise echoing throughout. Then, as the angel led her closer, she saw a cloud, a thick mist, and within it a radiant figure. Though she could not see God's face, she could feel His presence, and a rainbow surrounded the throne, just as described in the book of Revelation. She heard the voice of God, powerful and majestic, like the sound of many waters. Beside the throne, she noticed horses with their riders, ready to go at God's command. On a great altar before the throne, she saw a book. The angels bowed reverently before it, and she watched with awe as what appeared to be human hands emerged from the cloud, opened the book, and a sweet, indescribable fragrance filled the atmosphere. The angel explained, "This book contains the prayers of the saints, and God is sending His angels to respond to these prayers." As the pages of the book were lifted, she could see the prayers being carried out by angels on their missions, moving swiftly and purposefully. Then she heard God's voice thunder across the heavens, "Go, answer the prayers." The author was overwhelmed with reverence as she witnessed the divine order and perfect precision with which God manages everything in heaven. Nothing was done hastily or carelessly. Everything followed a divine pattern of excellence. Towards the end of her vision, she was led to a beautiful corridor where she saw books and records being kept. An angel explained that every act of worship, every prayer, and even the offerings made in churches on earth are recorded. Nothing goes unnoticed by God. She was reminded of Jesus' words when He praised the widow who gave all she had, and how He observes not just the act of giving, but the heart behind it. Finally, she was taken to a glorious place where she saw people dressed in pure white, with radiant smiles, celebrating with a joy beyond description. "These are those who have been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb," the angel explained. "They have been made perfect and now stand before God, their names written in the book of life." She could see families reunited, saints from every nation, and a peace that transcended all understanding. With her heart overflowing, she knew she had to share everything she had seen. God is preparing a place for all who believe, a heaven of unimaginable beauty, love, and peace. But this glimpse into eternity is also a call to be ready, to live faithfully, and to share the message of God's love with others. As this journey ends, may you be filled with hope and a renewed faith, knowing that God's promises are true and His plans for us are beyond anything we can imagine. Let us live with this eternal perspective, eagerly awaiting the day when we will see His glory face to face.